So we learned, what? We learned a lot of lessons from this, and I guess that's a good thing in the end, because I guess, yeah, it was good. So the first thing we learned is lumber is so expensive. Like Sam said, we spent $180. Well, he did. I think some people paid it back, but yeah, we spent $180. And that was for wood, and yeah, and it's super hard to coordinate schedules with the second thing we learned. So like they also said, not all of us could drive, so we couldn't go up to the spot with the treehouse, and then also we're all just like busy people, and so yeah, so we couldn't figure that out a lot, and so we had only one time where everyone was there, but we had a lot of times where we worked together and everyone was there. So teamwork is also super important. It's really hard to build a treehouse with like 2 people because wood is heavy, and let's see. Yeah, it takes a lot of time lifting heavy wood. Yeah. So a quote I found was, "The widely advocated positive effect of teamwork on performance holds true through the quantitative tests of our previous meta-analysis." So I did not understand what that meant, so I had to read stuff before that. And so what this was about, it's actually an article about teamwork in healthcare, but it applies to this also. So the people that did this, it was a study by the government, and so what they're talking about with this meta-analysis is just this study they did, and they would have teams that worked well together that they made, and so they would work, and they plotted out like the lines, I think is what it was talking about. Yeah, so it just shows that teamwork worked better than not teamwork. So more lessons was you can't build on public land. With the COP, we probably should have figured that out, but it was great. It led to some nice beautification days. Planning is also important, so that might have been the biggest like thing that I've learned, at least from this. So we were like just planning on working to build our treehouse just every time, and maybe we should have started with the plan because we like would get there and we would just be like, what should we do? So it would just been nicer if we knew exactly what we needed to do, when we needed to do it. We could have had a lot more done by the time the cops came. It would have been great. And then the last thing is building treehouse is hard. I don't know if any of you have ever built a treehouse, but it's actually really hard. And like trees are not like straight. They don't. It's really hard to like drill into trees, and like the bark, it would get in our way. So yeah, so we had to take it off. And so yeah, maybe that's why the cops were so angry at us. Yeah. So another quote I found says, "However, it is not easy for treehouses to be built, and according to Payne, the elements that make treehouses possible are often planning, materials, and time, a lot of time." So this guy Payne, he's an expert treehouse builder. He builds them for a living, and so the CNN article was an article they did that highlighted his work and how it is an eco-friendly solution. So that would have been awesome. So we're still planning on building a treehouse, so that'll be cool. 3 more lessons we learned: transportation issues. Like we said, I was the only one with a truck, so it was kind of working on my schedule, which
He's busy, dude.
I'm a busy guy, I guess. And so money management, we spend a lot of money, even on things that you wouldn't necessarily expect, like screws. They cost a lot of money when you get long enough ones for the whole entire tree to fit in. And then a positive attitude and perseverance, like Isaac said, that was the most important thing, because we had a lot of things that went wrong, but also I think we did good, and so I'm happy with what we did in the end. And I think, I had one more quote. It says, "Preparing and building a treehouse is an active process that uses the brain and body in a wide variety of ways without making it monotonous or interfere with health." So that's just one of the positive effects of building a treehouse that we learned. And as you can tell from that picture, I was really happy when we got that first one up before it fell down. So yeah, that was awesome.